Hi there, I'm Dr. Stephanie Falk, and today I want to talk about common myths associated with rape. Unfortunately, about 100,000 women are raped in America each and every year. And what we know is that that number is actually a lot higher because we estimate that there's only about 10% of rapes that are reported to law enforcement. So the number is significantly higher, and it's an absolutely devastating experience, which means that it's incredibly helpful that we understand some of the common myths associated with rape that can actually take a really devastating, awful situation and make it worse. So the first myth is that you feel guilt, so therefore you have something to be guilty about. In the aftermath of rape, women experience a cluster of emotion: irritability, frustration, anger, sadness, fear, and shame and guilt. But just because you feel guilt does not mean that you've done anything morally wrong. So it's really important to keep in mind the phrase, feelings are not facts. The second myth is that you asked for it. I don't really care how someone's dressed, how much they've been flirting, where they're at, if they're making out with a stranger in the alley and they're half clothed. The second someone says no, it means no. Consent needs to be mutual, and it needs to be explicit. People don't ask to be violated. The third myth is that most rapes occur from a stranger. Actually, more often than not, people are raped by someone that they know. Someone that they know socially, someone that they went out on a date with, someone that they're dating. So it's estimated that 80% of rapes are actually perpetrated by someone that we know. The fourth myth is that if the victim does not fight, then in some way, shape, or form, they wanted it. They were consenting. Some people in a rape experience, they fight. Some people scream, and some people become immobile and they kind of numb out, they dissociate, and it's actually an amazing, wonderful coping technique that allows them to not be entirely present when this awful experience is occurring. So just because someone doesn't fight doesn't mean that in any way they were consenting. Submission is not consent. The last myth that I want to talk about is false reports. I think that there's kind of this sentiment that a lot of people talk about rape, but it's overestimated or overreported, or there's a lot of false reports out there. And what we actually know is that 98% of rapes that are reported to law enforcement are actually verified, and only 2% are false. Now, I have known people in that 2% category, so it does happen, but it's incredibly rare. And so when someone comes forward and says that they've been raped, I think more often than not, what we need to do is to support them and believe them in the best possible way that we can. So I hope it's been helpful to tune in to some of these myths. I think it's important for us to understand what they are and to be able to support those who have been raped by believing in them, by helping them, by asking what we can do to support them. Thank you for tuning in. And if you don't want to miss a video, feel free to subscribe. And I hope this finds you having an absolutely beautiful day. Thank you.